Hey guys, welcome to Full Out. Today we're talking to Blair Socci. She's a comic. She's so funny. And this interview, we get into why she doesn't follow anyone on Instagram. And it's probably not what you think. So stay tuned.
Now, introducing Full Out with Brittany Ross.
Are we going? Are we starting?
I started rolling.
Yeah, okay, great. So the background noise of the dog barking and the baby crying means we've started.
Okay, all right, good.
Well, the dog has kind of gotten abandoned now that we have
I know.
two kids.
Taylor's old this time.
Yeah, and I never thought it was going to happen to me. And like the second I brought my daughter home, I walked in with her and me and my dog made eye contact and we both just like knew it was never going to be the same
that's
again.
what every mom says.
And I was like, now I'm trying to be better about him, like touching me because I feel like somebody's touching me all day long.
I know. Yeah.
And I'm like, but this poor guy, he just like needs a little attention. So I've tried to I had a friend come over who was so nice to him and he's like got a licking problem and he won't stop licking us. And she was so nice and she just kept going, no, thank you. No, thank you. And I was like, oh.
She's not overstimulated.
That's how I should talk to him.
Yeah.
I should just say, no, thank you. So now I try and be like, no, thank you.
She has more bandwidth, though.
She does. She has a lot more bandwidth.
Yeah.
But still, I'm like, it's so sad anyways.
Wait, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you marry a regular guy or a artist?
I thought you were going to say you're a rich guy.
Oh, no.
I thought that's what you were going to say. I married, so he was an actor.
Oh.
And then now he switched to real estate. And now he's become a therapist.
Whoa.
Yeah.
He's lived a lot of lives. That's
He's
like
lived
me.
a lot of lives. Yeah, really?
Yeah, I've lived many, many lives.
What were you before?
Well, when I was an athlete like my whole life.
Yes.
Hardcore.
Yes.
I want to be a professional volleyball player. Like I really believe that.
Okay.
And
where did you grow up?
I grew up in Orange County.
Oh, okay.
Where did you grow up?
I moved a lot. Like my family's from Texas, but I lived overseas a lot and like
Whoa,
all this
military?
stuff. But my dad works in oil, so it's really similar. Like I was born in Alaska and we moved a lot. But I was like a competitive gymnast and cheerleader in Texas. That's where it started, which I feel like Texas and I think Orange County as well have a bit more intensity to their sports
100%.
than Los Angeles.
Oh, big time.
Like
Orange County is, and I mean, I know Texas is the same way, but especially with certain sports, but Orange County is hardcore sports. Like a lot of professional athletes come out of my high school, NBA players, NFL players.
Yeah, I feel like having a kid in LA, my daughter's 5, and I'm just like, when is somebody gonna like push her down in the splits until she cries? It's like not happening here.
That's what's so funny because Orange County people would think like, oh, LA, that's like what LA would be is constantly getting your kid pushed down.
You would think that, but it's not. It's crazy. Like my sister is a lot younger than me. She did like competitive dance in Texas, and then we've all been going to my daughter's like little dance recitals, and we're all like, we're not in Texas anymore. Like, this is a joke. And we have some of the best dancers and, like, athletes that live here.
Yeah, maybe a lot of transplants,
kids.
Though. Yeah, true.
Yeah, so you started doing sports in Orange County.
Yeah, well, I had older brothers, so I was the youngest, only girl in my family. And my parents were, like, big athletes and, like, big outdoors people.
Oh my gosh. This is not a normal scream. He doesn't normally do this.
Oh, that's totally fine. I think babies all do that, right?
They all do that, but he doesn't normally do that anymore.
Look, I'd love to be blessed to have a baby screaming.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I would.
Okay, well, you're the perfect person for this episode.
But
then.
I was wondering because like, oh, sorry, I have ADD, so you're gonna have to keep me on track.
Fine.
What thread was I on before?
We were talking about Orange County, your brothers.
Oh,
and
yeah.
But
So
we can hop around.
Okay.
It's fine.
I think we
it's
all
loose.
have ADHD.
Yeah,
so
I think I'm keeping track in my
Okay,
head.
good, because I can't. But my parents exposed us to every sport really young. And, you know, me being the youngest, I just wanted to be included. And so everything they did, like, I tried to do the best that I could do to be liked or like included, you know?
Yeah.
So I always joke that like I did a lot of crazy shit growing up that I would never do now just to get to share air with my brothers. Like,
oh my gosh.
Cliff diving, midnight snorkeling, you know, just like big surfing, big waves, like snowboarding, in the park, like just stuff that I just would actually in my heart of hearts have zero interest in.
I get that. I feel like I have like my younger sister like weirdly got better at everything than me, but she always did whatever I did, like kind of followed me, but then got better. Yeah. But then was the one who like pushed me to be like, oh, this is okay to do because she's doing it. Like there's something about seeing somebody else do it and like being around them where you're like, I can do this. But if you were on your own, you're like, what am I doing?
Right. I know. There's like a lot of crazy things. Like one time, actually, I think I told that on that podcast, but like I was skiing when I was like 4 years old with my family and they were all like at the bottom of the, they're already at the bottom. Yeah. And I went on this thing and I didn't know it was like a contest. And I was like so worried about being left behind that I won the contest and became sponsored by Coca-Cola.
Oh my gosh.
For being the fastest downhill skier in California. Yes. And I literally thought I was like, my whole life was just like me thinking I like keep up, like me thinking I'm being left. You know?
That is so funny. Yeah. I mean, I'm the oldest and it makes sense why like the youngest gets so good at things.
Yes, because it's like survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
What did being sponsored by Coca-Cola mean when you're 4?
When I was 4, they just sent me like 30 pairs of sunglasses and like a bunch of shirts and posters. And that was really it. And like invited me to a lot more contests that I never went to.
Oh my god, because your brothers weren't going.
Yeah, I mean,
you're like, if they're not going, I'm not going.
Yeah, I mean, then I switched to snowboarding and they did snowboarding and all that. But,
oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Yeah. So like I was always doing like boy sports and stuff. But I did do dance and I really liked dance until like 5th grade. I had these like, I was so fucking buff and I had like huge quads and my mom was like, and like my brothers would joke that when they would come, my parents would force them to go to the like annual recital that like when I would jump, I would be like 5 heads above the other little girls.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. You should have done
and then my mom took me out because she was like, I think it like I was just like an animal in soccer, like mowing bitches, and then like not good at like I was like such a meathead in ballet, and I was like it was the one thing I was just like not good at, and it would frustrate me so badly that I was like not the star.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so she took me out.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I had the opposite. Like I was only in dance and gymnastics. I could not play a sport with a ball to save my life. And I used to be like, Mom, you're only making me do the girl stuff because like you just want me to be girly and whatever. And she'd be like, okay, do you want me to sign you up for a T-ball? And I'd be like, no. I don't do T-ball. I like blamed it all on her, even though I have no like instinct or ability to do any of the other stuff.
I know. Well, that's the thing is like you're kind of just there's natural stuff that like it's just comes you're just born with that comes naturally, and then like the way that you're raised either brings that out or whatever, because like in my family's ecosystem, me being this insane athlete was really cool. But then like I also liked girl shit. So like I was like, oh my God, the cheerleaders are like so cute and tiny and hot. Like I would love to be like that, but it was just not in the cards for me. I was like so surf girl, you know? Yeah.
That's so funny. I know. I felt like I couldn't play like anything with a ball, like any sport with a ball, even like to this day. It's like, I actually went and started to play tennis just because I was like, I want to try and be.
Yeah, tennis is cute. I like tennis.
It is cute. But I also was like, I want to learn something as an adult that I'm bad at and like don't really care about. And like every time I would jump to hit the ball, I would like kick my back leg up. Like,
oh, you did it with flair and style,
weird, like dancer tennis
arabesque
thing. Yeah,
arabesque forehand.
I was like, I don't know why this is happening to my body. I just cannot stop it.
Right? No, I love that. Actually, I would love to see that. That I in my mind, I see a beautiful slow mo like tennis ad like model thing. You know?
Oh my gosh, it's like an old mom playing tennis.
Okay, you're not old, bitch.
I know. Well,
you're like a tiny little beautiful woman.
Thank you. I'm just feeling like I feel like once you know you're done having kids, all that's next for you is just to shrivel up and die. It's like a weird mental thing that's happening to me. So I've like decided that's the trajectory of a woman.
Well, that's really interesting because I feel like you know, the clock is on both my shoulders at every goddamn second, and I actually just decided for the first time while I was in Croatia on a grief sabbatical post finishing my tour the last like 5 months. People had always asked me, because I froze my eggs when I was young, but I've always known I really want to be a mom, but I was just like, I don't know how that's going to work with my life that I've chosen.
Yeah.
And that's another reason why I asked if you did like an artist or like a regular dude, like a hinge man.
I feel like I've become, you know what I've become? I've become the comic that everybody comes to when they're about to have kids and asks me to have coffee, to ask me how
Really?
I can't
That's
tell you.
insane.
I can't tell you how many coffees I've gone on with like female comics to be like, how do you have kids and do it?
Oh, that's crazy. As if you don't, oh my God, like as if you have time in your day to go get coffee to explain how to have a child and go do, are you insane? I need to talk to these. Look, I love women more than anything in the world. I ride or die for women. Men are much lower second for me, but they are not respecting your time.
I feel like they need to be sending their partners or who, like, they need to be sending somebody to have coffee with my husband because he's really the one that's like taking the hit for this whole thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. Ask him.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really like my best friend of so many years, Rosebud Baker. I've gone, like, we started together and like, so she had a baby, like, totally touring, and then like other girls have been doing it kind of before, like Rachel Feinstein and you know, now Esther Pavitsky, Whitney Cummings, like all these girls are now doing it. So it's becoming like Sarah Tiana, it's becoming way more common. Yeah. But yeah, you do have to have someone that's like helping you out, and I don't know how you can tour all the time unless you have money to bring in someone with you to help you.
My mom comes with me sometimes.
Oh, that's incredible.
Which is nice. And she'll meet me there, which especially when the baby was born, we just started like, I think the first trip, he wasn't even 2 months the first time he came. And it was actually nice because I was like, I don't even know this kid because my 5-year-old's around all the time.
Right. You got
to like be alone time in a hotel room with him and my mom, and she's like taking care of me and the baby. And I got to be like, oh, you're somebody else. You're not that. Like, I got to figure out who he was.
Does your mom still live in Texas?
She actually lived here for a really long time. She was in Texas. She moved here. And then she moved back like 3 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And my sister lives here. She's a year younger, and she has 2 kids as well.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous.
My mom's like was here, and now she's not. But she's going to listen to this, so that's all I'm going to say about it.
I think you're being summoned. What's your mom's name?
Trisha.
Trisha, I think you're being summoned, honey.
No, she's living her life for the first time for herself because she also had a baby when I was 14. So she's been just like she's
just
been
getting
a
out.
mom forever, and she's like, I want to like do the stuff I want to do, and I was like, I think that'd be good for you. You should do that.
Yeah. So, well, I find it hard is because, what I was going to say was about Croatia. Like, I froze my eggs when I was young. And then, because I was like, I don't know, like, how this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And then
But what is young? Like, how young?
Like 31.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is really young.
Not really young, but I mean, for me, young. You know,
I feel like
I'm glad I even got it at that point.
Like later, like when they're nearing 40.
Yeah, well, it's no guarantee or whatever, but like people would always be like, would you ever have a baby by yourself? People would always say that to me. And I was like, no, I don't think so. Like, because I always had like, there's a part of me that's super traditional. Yeah. You know, everyone in my family and everyone I grew up around, probably the same as Texas. Yeah. Like, it's very family oriented, all that stuff. And I ran off and did this crazy, like, in their mind, artist life, whatever. And then like I had a few long-term relationships with comedians because like once I started comedy, it was just I was so immersed, and
that's so like who you're
I never
with.
like even thought about like going on dates outside of. I was like just so busy like doing shows and all that stuff. And now I'm like, oh my God, I'm not gonna marry one of these fuckers. Yeah. I was like, oh my God. I was like, I'm not going to procreate with one of these dudes. Are you kidding me? I love them as friends. I love them as friends, as brothers, whatever. But they weren't like socialized. They're doing the same shit as me. Like they weren't, they haven't been thinking since they were kids, these dudes, in the same way that female comedians are able to hold both. And not speaking for all male comedians, of course. There are some that are
It's the same as like wonderful male actors. I feel like there's a little bit of like, this doesn't age well.
Right.
kind of. Like, it looks a little like I feel like I only dated, like, I was like, I'm going to marry, like, an actor. I thought I was going to marry a country singer or something.
Oh, my God. And I'm so glad you didn't. They all cheat.
I know. That's exactly what my
on their
dad
very
told
Christian
me.
marriages.
And I was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. I'll be in all his music videos. It'll be so cute. I like kind of like thought that was going to be my life.
Oh my
and
God.
so I was like really
God,
not
that's so
sure
scary.
about my husband at first, even though he's like amazing. But he also like transitioned out of acting, and he was like really like a theater actor. He wasn't like I want to be on CW.
Right.
Which is like the other guys I used to date,
Wow.
you know? And I look at them now and I'm like, oh, I'm so glad that I took a different path than that.
Yeah.
Because like that is not looking good.
Well, you get older and smarter and you have
like,
experiences. Like I'm like, okay, I grew up around really masculine men who like dive and fish and hunt and like have family values, like want to be a husband, want to be a father, and they've wanted that their whole lives.
Yeah.
And so I am a bit weary of, you know, someone who has been thinking like I want to be a husband versus like I want to have a wife. And then it just comes to them like later on in life. But I don't know. Everyone has every story. Who knows like how it's gonna happen? But I just like have stiff armed like every man, and now I'm like, oh shit, I want a baby. So I think I'm setting a date like in like 2 or 3 years that I'll do it myself, and then I could just like date after.
Yeah.
Unless I meet someone
you
before.
could also meet somebody in 2 or 3 years.
I know. Yes.
I feel like especially if you've set a date that you're going to, this is me being like so manifest. This is like I've lived in LA too long. Like if you've set a date that it's like 3 years, like I know I'm going to do it on my own and I don't need anybody else, then I feel like the right person is going to show up because you're like, I don't need anybody to have a baby.
Yeah. I don't know. 2 psychics have told me that my brother's going to bring me a nice man.
A nice man or a baby?
A nice man.
A nice man. Okay, great.
Yeah, so sounds pretty good. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I am always interested in like how the dynamic works.
I was like really like I'm not gonna I was like really bitter at the point when I met my husband about dating. I like thought like love was bullshit. I had gone to a wedding in Texas of like a family member who, it was like a Catholic wedding and they were so young and they like walked their baby down the aisle at their Catholic wedding. And I just was like, love is bullshit. Marriage is bullshit.
Really?
Like I come from so much divorce and stuff.
Oh.
And I was like, this is so dumb. And my friend was like, just like go set a thing to go on like 100, because I didn't want to go to drinks with guys because I was like, this is like, I don't want to go have drinks with random strangers. I was like over that too, you know? I was like, I'd rather be doing something of my own. She's like, just go on 100 cups of coffee with people and see who you meet and just like see what happens. And so I was doing it more as like a social experiment, and that's how I met my husband.
That's so
he was
interesting.
like the third person.
The third, that's crazy. I did kind of a similar experiment, but I was like touring so much that it ended up, I was like, okay, my goal is like 30. And, but not like first dates, just dates. Cause
oh my gosh, I have a documentary that I think would be a great idea, but I'm married, so I can't do it. But I think you should do it.
I can't.
I think you're gonna like it.
I don't have that energy.
I'll shoot it for you. It's called 50 instead of 51st. It's 50 first dates, and you go on a first date in every state.
Oh no, thank you.
Oh come on! I think it'll be perfect.
I'm a very low energy gal. I have to ration my energy, and then 2, I'm always touring, but. Like,
it could be wherever you're touring. Listen, I think it's
done
a great
a little
idea.
bit of this. Look, I set up a dating email, and I had guys like email this whatever, and it was good because I'm not bitter about love. Like I so believe so deeply in love. I just feel like I'm really picky, and I know what I want. And when I do go to Orange County, despite me having radically different political beliefs than every person in that place, maybe because it's what I grew up around, and family is most important to me, that I find myself way more attracted to the guys down there than I am to in LA. And I guess it's probably just because what I grew up around, and I always had like, my brothers are 4 and 5 years older than me, so I always had like 10 like older dudes at our house, and like, you know, they're all like devoted husbands and fathers and like so happy doing that, you know? So it's confusing.
I think it is confusing. I think my husband's from Switzerland. So
Oh,
he's not
really?
even from here. I think that's why it like
that's cool.
worked out, because he really wanted to like have a family and be a dad and stuff.
Yeah.
He wasn't like any other LA guys that I was dating, like to the point where I was like, you're freaking me out a little bit. And I think that it felt like really too normal for me at first. And I was like, I don't like this. Even now, sometimes I feel like my life feels too normal and it freaks me out.
Well, it's just funny. It's just like the grass is always greener, but really, I don't know. The grass is greener where you water it.
I'm happy. I am happy, but I do.
But if you were in my shoes, you'd be like, oh, fuck, am I going to get this done before the buzzer? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I think you are. I know you're going to. I've had a lot of friends who have been in your position.
Yeah.
I think you're going to.
But now I feel peace because I'm like, oh, I can still date and find a partner after having a kid.
Yeah. If there's no pressure
and if
to
I
do
don't
it,
meet, but maybe I'll meet the soulmate before. But I'm also not going to settle. Like I haven't waited this long.
Yeah.
And I just know it's so different than dating in your 20s where you're like, oh, I'm attracted to this person. They're fun. Like we're dating.
Yeah.
This is like, is this person going to comfort me in the middle of the night when a parent dies?
Yeah.
For the rest of our lives.
Gosh.
You know, like, is this going to be the father of my children who, like, do they have the same values? I mean, like, so it's like, feels high pressure to me, maybe. And I work a lot on it in therapy, but I don't know. It's a big decision.
Yeah. No, I get it.
All my friends are like, you can divorce. I'm like, okay, fine, but I don't want to divorce.
Oh my gosh. My dad's been divorced so many times. And
Really?
like stuff. Yeah. And I feel like I was like, I'm never going to get divorced because everybody's been divorced.
Right.
So I like really don't feel like that's an option.
Yeah.
And I feel like my husband also is like, it's the first person, like if we get in a fight, even when we're dating, I like I would be dating other guys and they're like, I'm leaving, I'm out of here. And he's like, no, I'm not leaving. We're just in a fight.
That's beautiful.
And I was like,
that's so sweet. That's a real partner.
And he's
that's like
a
team.
I'm the crazy person in my relationship that is like, he's the one that's like, everything's fine.
That's so nice.
I thought also I was going to marry like a football player or like somebody who was like, tailgating and driving pickup trucks and stuff. I had this like real like idea of a guy that I was going to marry.
Right. What I've learned is I know how I want to feel, and like obviously you mature and like you have this idea of like looks wise and all this stuff, and all that's out the window. It's like really how they make you feel and how compatible you are.
That's how I felt when I met my husband. I was like, oh, I feel my mind is telling me like this is not the person I had on paper for me. Yeah. But every time I'm here, I feel really good. Right. And I like this person. Yeah. But I just like, I grew up we grew up in different countries, speaking different languages. Totally. And like he's very like refined European. He used to like relax by shining his shoes. And like he's never like, he doesn't watch sports.
That's so funny.
And I'd be like, okay. But I also like I don't watch football all day Sunday. So I don't really need to be with somebody who's going to watch football all day Sunday. But then when we first started dating, I was doing this weird shit where I was like, I'm going to test him. I'm going to see like if he can hike, if he's good at hiking. Because I need to see how good he is at like how athletic he is. Right. I really needed him to be athletic. Yeah. And then I remember telling my sister, if he's bad at this hike, I'm going to break up with him. And then I saw him jump from like one rock to another rock, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, but it is some of that stuff that you do think is superficial. Like I've always been like, I don't care about looks. Like it has to be, and like I need to be attracted to them, but I don't have any specific idea, tall, short, whatever. They just have to be great. But like I did be like, oh, I don't care if they're athletic. Like when I lived in New York and was like just starting this whole life. And I learned from dating a guy who was not athletic how important that is to me, because it's a lifestyle to me. Yeah. Like hiking.
It's not like looks. It's like, how do you live your life on a date? Yes. Like I still like feel like my husband doesn't like to go outside, and I'm like I look like an indoor cat.
Yeah, I'm such an outdoor person.
Yeah. Like I grew up, like I was born in Alaska and we were like climbing mountains. Right. And he likes to go outside. Like he did, like we hiked Machu Picchu and did the 4-day hike thing, and he's like, but I still tell people he doesn't like to go outside. He's like, Brittany, I've done like all of the things. Yeah, but like you're just not like, you'd rather like read inside.
Yeah. Is he older than you?
He's like 3 years older than me, so not
that's
really.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess.
I like that.
Yeah. When you were growing up, you started doing sports.
Oh yeah, we have to get back to
I know.
sports.
I'm like, we have to talk about sports.
I like ask you your whole life story of like your marriage and oh my god.
But I do feel like it relates because I was doing a lot of sport, like athletic stuff, and I do think that's why I wanted somebody who was like really athletic as well. Like then I went skiing with him one time, and I was like, oh. He's an amazing skier because he grew up in Switzerland. And he was like on ski teams.
That's what he was like spend his time doing. Yeah.
He's like the nicest guy on the mountain and he's like helping everyone.
Nice.
My dad, all he cares about is skiing too. And like he's been divorced so much.
Oh my God.
But he lives in Alaska and he like jumps out of helicopters to ski and stuff. And
that's crazy.
I remember after we went skiing, it was the first time he met my husband. And he's like, if you met him, you'd be like, this guy's really nice. He's like a kind person. All my dad said to me, he hugged me goodbye and he's like, stick with Marco. He'll teach you how to ski.
I know.
And I was like, okay, I'm glad that's all you care about.
Men are so odd. Yeah. You're like, that's what you grabbed onto? Yeah,
that
totally.
He's going to teach me how to ski. Not that like he's going to like treat me well. But anyways, so it was like athleticism was like important, I think.
Yeah, I had no idea until this one moment. I had this boyfriend and it was never going to work out. He ended up actually like we broke up and he ended up dating like a good friend of mine like minutes later and it was like
gosh.
Yeah, and it was fine. But like he went on a family vacation with me like right before we broke up and it was like this annual vacation that we go to Catalina and I watched him like and you know to his credit like we're water surf fishing diving family all this stuff and I watched him not even try to paddle on the paddleboard, but try to stand up. And it took him about 5 minutes, and I don't think he ever even did it. And it was painful to watch. Yeah. I was like, oh man, like,
yeah. You're like, if you were ugly and you could stand on that, I'd still be into you. But if you are attractive and
you can't,
brutal. No. Yeah, it is. It's really hard. Okay, so you started doing sports when you were young. So you were doing soccer, but then when did you switch to volleyball?
Oh my God, it's a horrible story, really. I was like very invested in dance and I love dance, but I was also doing all the other things. And because we started so young, just as all my nieces and nephews are in Orange County. Right now, my niece wants to be a professional skateboarder.
Oh my gosh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. She lives they live a few doors down from like Ryan Sheckler. And he has a daughter and they're friends.
And they have like a skate park in their yard or something.
They don't have a skate park in their yard, but there's like one nearby. And then, so I just wanted to do whatever my brothers were. And like, I was so much more aggressive than the other little girls because I was like living in man-to-man combat in my house. And so when I started playing soccer, I scored 13 out of the 15 goals on the team. And like girls were afraid of me, you know, like whatever. And then
honestly, before you came over today, since we've never met, I was a little afraid of you. Yeah.
Oh my God, I
was like, oh my gosh, is she gonna be nice or not?
That's so
like
funny.
I thought you were gonna be nice, but there's something. I feel like because you're like a soccer star, like athlete person, like I'm a little intimidated.
Oh, no. That's so nice. I'm always so shocked when anyone says they're intimidated by me because I'm like the most gentle person you've ever met.
Well, now meeting you, I'm like, oh, I feel okay.
Yeah.
I feel okay. I feel good. No, I feel totally different, but it's just funny.
Yeah, that's so funny. I would never think anyone was intimidated by me.
Well, you're a soccer star.
No, volleyball.
You're a volleyball. Well, you were a soccer star.
20 years ago.
Volleyball.
But that was like 20 years ago.
Like you know.
I forget like all of that even happened. It was so like many lives ago.
Yeah.
But it was my entire life. My mom took me out of soccer, which I do believe, and I'm going to sound so cocky as fuck to all these people out there, but I do believe I would have been an Olympian. Like if I would have stayed.
Oh my gosh.
If I would have stayed with soccer. My mom took me out of soccer when I was 10 because she was like, she went to San Diego State, grew up in Palos Verdes, and she was like, I always wanted to, and she was like this hot, like beauty queen looking tiny woman, not unlike you. And she's like, I always wish I could play with the guys on the beach, volleyball. So she puts me in volleyball, and like her reason also for taking me out of
She's
soccer.
trying to get you guys.
At 10, I mean, I think she was like looking for the future, you know, that old type of whatever.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
But I was so good at soccer and I loved it. But her reasoning was like, I'm not driving all over on the weekends to like Lancaster 4 hours away for club tournaments.
I get
immediately
it.
get in club volleyball, driving all over the
Oh my
state,
gosh.
like country for so whatever.
Yeah.
And then I sniff 5'6" on a good day. Like I like the shortest person.
What does that mean?
It means I was like the shortest person in volleyball, like my entire time in it.
What does it mean you sniff 5'6"?
Like I'm barely 5'6".
Oh.
You know, like I'm not tall.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Like on my college team and in high school, like most of the girls are 6'2", 6'3", 6'5", literally 6'5", not exaggerating.
Okay.
You know? So I was so small the entire time, and it like really made no sense that I was in that sport, but I did really like it.
Did you feel like, because I feel like I had a height thing so I was a gymnast and then I went to college on a cheerleading scholarship and we would win
Where'd
nationals.
you go?
I went to school in Hawaii.
Oh, cool.
And I went to Hawaii Pacific. It was like a private school there, like really close to U of H. But
we used to play U of H every year. Yeah.
We but like being short was like what you wanted. So
For
I never
cheerleading,
thought
right?
I never thought
as an asset.
I always thought people like until probably like well into my adult year, like maybe moving to LA, I didn't know people didn't want to be short because all the sports I had done my whole life were like you wanted to be short and little. And I was like a little tall.
Yeah.
I'm 5'1" and I was like on the tall end of
for
my
gymnasts.
team. So I feel like it was like a thing that I was like aware of, but like when did you become aware of the height thing?
I mean,
were you like
immediately.
Did you know? Like you knew,
immediately.
even though
No,
you were
everyone
like
was way
so
bigger than
good.
me. Yeah, but I could jump. Like I could jump so high. Like everything I say sounds like a brag, but I really.
But it's 20 years ago, so if you're bragging about it from 20 years ago,
just so everyone knows, I can barely get off the ground
now.
Yeah, but no, I wanted and I was just like so competitive and whatever, and I loved it, and I was just so naturally good at sports that I really enjoyed it. Like whenever I have now a lot of my mom friends, and they're like, he just like doesn't like it or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, it's not that fun if you're not good at it.
I know.
You know what I mean?
That's what I always say. Like all the sports in LA are like, we just want kids to have fun. I'm like, you know what's fun? Being good at something. Just like,
but it takes a lot of time. Like my parents like worked with us, like did everything, like all this stuff, like you know whatever, and then, like, I played club immediately, like 10, 11, 12, driving all over for the tournaments. And then played all through high school, like, won everything in high school, all-state, CIF player, you know, all that, CIF championships. And then I went to UCLA.
Okay.
And then I played a couple years, and then I quit.
Why did you quit?
Well, I got hurt.
Okay.
I was, like, starting by the end of my freshman year, and then I got hurt the first day of camp, my sophomore year. And like I heard my knee pop, but I was like, I'm not losing my spot. Like I've worked so hard, whatever. And then I'm just in so much pain, and I play on it like the whole season, and I'm just like on the bench. I'd never been on the bench in my entire life. Like probably really like emotionally immature, just like didn't know how to handle it. It was like so much pressure, like all this stuff. I'm like, I worked my whole life for this. And then I just had surgery, and we went to the Final Four that year, and I didn't get to go because I had surgery like a week before. And then I just decided I was done.
Oh, you just didn't want to go back? I just quit.
Yeah. And
do you like after you had surgery? You were like,
and I could have come back like easily.
Do you remember the moment of being like, okay, I'm done? Like you just didn't want
it was like the season. I was in so much pain. I made a lot of bad decisions, but I was so young and so immature and like so confused and so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I felt so much humiliation of like being on the bench and not starting and like also not being able to play like I was because I was in so much pain. And just something happened. I don't know. I wasn't like emotionally strong enough to like deal with all of it, and decided I wanted to quit. I had surgery, and but also I wasn't, and like a lot of people at UCLA, my athlete friends quit and like had huge identity crises after.
No, it's like a major thing that happens.
But I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Did you go into stand-up right away or no?
No, I didn't start stand-up till till my late 20s.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you quit, what did you do with your time?
I was just like I could have transferred or whatever or something, or just like rehabbed and tried to get my spot back like a normal person. But like since I had been so hardcore in sports since I was like 10 years old, there was like a million things I wanted to do. Like I used to try out for like the plays in my elementary school, and I would get the part and I wouldn't be able to do it because I had practice every day. Or stuff like that. And I was like always really creative and like a big reader. I wanted to be a writer at the time. But after that, I quit. Like I was just like, oh my God, I get to be like a normal college kid. And I had a great time. I like tried all these things. I like started writing for the newspaper. I played rugby for a while. Because I always wanted to be a football player.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Was your family worried about you, or were they just like, okay?
I think they were really sad that I quit. Because they were like so proud and also like knew my potential, and you're like thought I would regret it. But when I decide something, I pretty much decide.
And you're like done. You're like extreme.
Yeah, I guess. But also I just feel like I knew. Like, I mean, could I have gone back and still had a great college experience? Like, I love the school. I love my friends. Like, I still hung out with my team all the time. Like, it was no big deal. Yeah, like I had a great time. We went to the beach and played. Like the men's and women's team, we would go to the beach and skip class and play beach volleyball all day, drink. It was so fun. It was just like a great experience. I went to Spain for like a semester, which I normally would have never done. Just all that, like I was good.
That's great.
Yeah.
I kind of had I got like a mental block in college, and I wouldn't flip backwards anymore.
I think a lot of people, it happens to everyone at some point. I
kind of got like kicked off my team because like I was on the best team, and I like all of a sudden would not let myself flip backwards.
Right.
And you had to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And then I started going to an acting class.
Yeah.
In the back room of a hair salon in Hawaii.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I guess I'm going to like do this now. And it made me realize there's more stuff out there. Than just because it becomes a little, at least cheerleading became very cult-like because everybody's everything. That's all the only people you ever see.
I watched the show, baby.
Yeah. It's like, and I mean, I've also like, tumbled on broken wrists for like months because I'm like, I'm not telling anyone that I'm hurt. And, like,
I did the same shit.
Yeah.
I still have I tore 2 ligaments in my wrist my freshman year and did the same thing, and it still hurts. Because I didn't get surgery.
I broke both my growth plates in my wrists when I was in 7th grade. So my wrists have not grown since 7th grade.
From backflip?
Yeah. Ow. And like I'm like a small person, but if you look at my wrists, like this part, it's like weirdly small. Like it's like weirdly small right here. Like I can't wear like
those look like tiny
baby
wrists.
bracelets.
Yeah, those look like
wear like baby size
little gal wrists.
Because they're like your wrists are just never gonna grow anymore.
Totally.
I was like, okay, that's fine. Like I don't know, but then when I quit as well, I was like, oh, I can do so much more stuff. I think I like kind of like went into my next thing really quickly because I was like, I'm gonna act, and I like graduated early so I could move here because I was like, I'm gonna be too old by the time I get here, and then I just played like a teenager until like last year pretty much. But my sister was on my team, and she had like a real hard time figuring out her next
I know.
move.
Well, I think that's normal for a lot of people. Like for me, I've always been so curious, and I still have this idea like that you can pivot at any time. Like there's so many things that I always want to do at any given time. Like, I've always said in my 40s, not there yet, thank God, that I really want to become a tennis champion.
Okay, well, you can practice with me. I'll teach you some like ballet tennis.
Well, I played tennis too. I played competitive tennis. I played it all.
I'm terrible at tennis.
And then like I would love to. How I got into comedy is I went to grad school in New York to be a novelist, and it got into an MFA program that I like never thought I would get into, and then like randomly started comedy, and then like thought it was some wacky thing I was doing on the other side of the country that no one would know about because I like didn't have any friends in New York or know anyone when I moved there. And then it just like caught on, like just I got so obsessed so fast, and then randomly got on an MTV show, and then it was just like, oh, I guess this is my career that I never was
saw coming. Yeah, that's so funny.
I had never, like, I was such a jock, like I never taken an acting class or like anything about that. So I was never like thinking like, I might be too old or too young, or like it was all just like happening because I'm such a curious person. But like I would love to do like a 2-year like painting conservatory and like learn how to be a painter.
Oh, that's cool.
I would love to like I have so many insane certifications just because I like taking courses. I also didn't know that I was autistic till like 6 months ago. But I love like massively intaking information at all times.
I feel like I totally get that. I like relate to that. I feel like a lot of times I'm like, there's so many things I feel like my kids like stop me from doing certain things like that. But I feel like I throw myself into something like intensely. Yeah. Like I think the first time I did stand up, I did it on a whim.
Right.
And then I was like laid on my kitchen floor and was like, I have to do this every single second of every single day, and had like a full like life crisis, like panic attack. But I also felt like it was like this weird thing that nobody, like I was acting and I was like doing like TV stuff, and I was like, nobody really like wants me to be doing this. Like I feel like my reps and everybody was like, okay. Like it was kind of my secret. I had like acting reps, and I had like, I just feel like it wasn't like, I'm like a white blonde girl who was playing, like it just wasn't really what people playing things that I was playing were doing,
Sure.
It was like kind of like unexpected. That's what I like about it, that it's like unexpected. People don't expect it. And so I was just like, this is my thing that I'm doing myself and I'm obsessed with now.
But now you have comedy reps.
Yeah, and then it became like my thing.
Yeah,
too.
because
then I was like, oh, okay, I can't like just do anything.
But you have no agency if you're just an actor.
Yeah, you have no agency.
You have literally no control.
You can't do anything.
I remember when I first moved from New York, because I started in New York, was there, and that was like, so I can't imagine starting in LA, honestly, because it was just so easy in that time period to just like do 3 mics a night, do all the shows and like mob around with your friends, like whatever. Now I could never. I'm so exhausted. I have to force myself to go to New York like once a year, and like gear up. But yeah, like I remember when I took my first acting class at Leslie Kahn in 2018, because my boyfriend at the time was in it and was like, who was a comedian, and he's who got me into comedy, and like grew up in my hometown, and we had broken up right when I moved to New York before I had started comedy, whatever. Anyways, he really wanted me to do Leslie Kahn, so I'm doing Leslie Kahn, and like every single actor in there, and I was so shocked by all of them because I was like, I've never met such self-serious people in my life. Like it was astonishing. Like it was wild. Like I remember like they really want to talk about trauma and stuff, and this one girl dead seriously, I'll never forget this to the day I die, said in front of the class, like, my biggest trauma is that I'm too beautiful, and that it's been a really painful experience in my life. And I thought, because I obviously also autistic, didn't know, I thought she was making the most well-timed joke that there was. And I was like, that's fucking hilarious thing to say at that moment.
Yeah.
And no one was laughing, and the teacher asked me to apologize, and I was so shocked.
Oh my gosh.
I was so shocked. I was like, this bitch can't be serious. That's it. That's one of the craziest things I've ever heard anyone say. Like, I like maybe ever. You know what I mean? And the whole thing was so shocking. But what I did learn from that is that every single actor in there said that their reps were trying to get them to do stand up.
Really?
Yes.
That's so
that
funny.
They're all pushing them to do that because that's how you get a scene or whatever. But
I feel like everyone wanted us to do like improv back in the day and stuff. But
well,
it was
that was also the time where like those people like were getting every job.
Yeah, I know.
That era.
I think that I tried to do improv because I was like, this is what I'm supposed to do. And I like would make it to the end of every program because I never liked it. And I was like doing it just because I'm supposed to be doing it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, maybe it's just not this program. I should go to a different one. And then I did stand up and I was like, oh, I think I just like don't think other people are slowing me down. I don't like being in like a group with other people. I want it to be like on my own timeline, and like I want to be able to
like not answer to anyone. I did it when I first started stand-up. I took a few of the UCB. I took 3 of the levels at UCB in New York, but I did it fully with the understanding that I didn't want to do improv. I just wanted to get more comfortable on stage because my legs shook on stage like the first 8 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I would be so scared.
Did improv help?
Totally. Yeah. Oh, great. It did help. But I was also like, I can't remember like with like Harold. I can't remember the call, just like, I was like, it felt like math sometimes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I did have a great time in the people and I like learned a lot.
I have a lot of good friends from
I never wanted to do it.
Yeah. When I first moved here, I was in this women's group that was like actresses, like supporting actresses to become actresses. And like I got out of it because I was like, eventually this girl like is mad that I even talk about this group, the girl who runs the group. She's the only person who's like reached out to me and been like upset about a joke that I said as an actress. And I was like, this is the most actressy thing ever.
That's what I'm saying. This self-serious shit.
Yeah.
Like everyone should be able to laugh at themselves.
They can't though. We were sitting and then she convinced me to come back into the group. I might have to cut this out because she might actually come and murder me. But she convinced me to come back to the group and we're sitting in a circle and everybody had to share something like really like that they'd never shared anybody.
Yeah, they want a trauma bond.
Yeah, she had a minute timer set. And this girl goes, I had the worst year of my life. My mom died, my sister died, and I found myself like standing on the edge of a bridge and then the timer went off and the girl who runs the group goes, okay, next. And I remember that's like a movie around to be like, this is crazy, right? And everybody was just like, next. And I was like, okay, I don't belong here. Like, this is not for me. So
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I tried a lot of like groups and stuff because I'm like undercover spiritual girl.
Nice. Do you like Cafe Gratitude?
No, I'm a meat eater.
You're really doing the undercover part well then.
Oh, thank you. No, but I've like done, like I did so many in the lockdown. I did like 1 million certifications. Like I got an EFT tapping certification. I got I got all the Reiki certifications. I got like I did TM. I did all these courses.
Amazing.
Yeah, like not with the intent of like using them, just to like I was curious.
Yeah.
But yeah, I met a lot of interesting
people
spiritual in all of these.
Yeah, I know.
Things.
I know. It's great.
I like it.
I like it too. I like it. There's something I like about it, but then I also like want to laugh at it a little bit too.
I think that's totally good. My friends, even in my old age now, like when I was younger, I used to have.
You're telling me I'm saying I'm old, and you're saying the same.
Oh,
thing.
I don't mean it like look. We look incredible for our age. Obviously, we're in a job industry where it keeps us young. All that blah 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 blah. But I just mean
yes. Once you like are more your brain
like
is
when I was
online.
younger, in my 20s, I loved a group chat. Now I tell all my girlfriends, and look, I put my friendships are like the most important thing to me. I put my whole heart and soul into them. Love these women. Make my life incredible, but I tell them all like, don't put me in a group chat. I'll leave, and I'll do it unapologetically. Yeah. Anytime someone asks me to a group chat, it's just Blair Socci has left the chat. Yeah, because I'm just like it overwhelms me.
I saw that you also don't follow anybody else on Instagram.
Oh yeah, a lot of people like to paint me as a villain for this. Like
I think that's why you intimidated me.
Oh really? Like I think I'm cool or like some Beyonce shit. Absolutely not. I'd have way more followers if I followed people. It's just a mental health thing.
I thought that I was like, it's one or the other. So
it annoys a lot of people.
I was like, either she's taking good care of herself and she's not following people for her, headspace, or she's hates everybody else.
No, I love everyone else. Like I have only love in my heart. Like truly, I unfollowed everyone in 2021 after deciding a year before that I really like. I was like, I really wish I could delete Instagram, but I can't for this business. That's like the main thing. And I was like, okay, what's the solution if I can't delete Instagram, if I have to engage with this for like my work? And I just unfollowed everyone, and it pissed a lot of people off. A lot of people unfollowed me, which is absolutely their goddamn right. And but it's so nice because I don't know anything.
But what comes up on your feed?
Nothing.
That's
But I am obsessed with TikTok, and that is like all my weird things, like alien skincare, turtles.
What happened to Kate Middleton?
Yeah, like
that's
all that
my
shit.
obsession on Kate. Yeah,
TikTok. And that's what
Where did she go?
That's what I waste all my time on. But on Instagram, and I recently experienced like a very close person to me dying. But I used to say like, it's incredible. I don't know anything what anyone's doing. I don't know any information about anyone because I was worried. I literally was having this thought on my deathbed, like, I'm going to miss too much of my life from spending too much time. And then like, you don't interact with people because you already know so much about them, all this stuff. And
I get it.
I would say the only downside, I used to say the only downside about it is that when someone's parent dies, you find out 2 weeks too late.
Yeah.
Besides that, it's incredible.
Yeah, but at least you find out in a way where you can like actually reach out to them and not just like a photo. My husband left Instagram too, and I'm like, you don't even know who I am anymore. It is weird that he doesn't know a lot of things that I'm doing because I'm like, you should watch my story. It's like funny. And he's like, I don't care, Brittany.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, it is. I have one friend who doesn't have social media at all, never has, and she's a writer, like a comedy writer, so she doesn't like, and it's very different hanging out with her than it is with like people who already know what you've been doing.
Yeah, I mean, I am also chronically online at the same time, just on TikTok, but it's like I don't see anyone I know on there. And then like another part I really like is like I don't know what jokes anyone is doing unless I see them in person. Like I don't want to see anyone's jokes or know because I want to not have my brain infected with any other ideas. And and I just like, I was like, it's too much time scrolling and not like thinking and being like bored enough to have a thought. Yeah. To have a creative thought.
Yeah.
Yeah. But people hate it. People really, really don't like when you do that. People bring it up to me like constantly.
I just like noticed it and I was like, okay, what does this mean? I think it's more like, what does this mean? Oh. What is the reasoning behind this? Okay, let me ask you one question, and then I'm going to ask you what you have coming up. Okay. Did you have like a villain or anything when you were playing sports? A nemesis or a villain?
A nemesis.
Like, did you have somebody that you would like compete against that was like, or like a coach that was like intense?
Yeah, I mean like, I was a lot more hot-headed when I was young, like in middle school and like high school. And I was the smallest. And so I'd always get these huge girls, and I was a hitter. And so I'd always get these huge girls talking shit to me.
I just feel like as a mom, when you say you were a hitter, I just think of like, I'm like, in my mind, it just popped in my mind of like the kids who like hit in class.
Oh, no. Like, I was like an outside hitter in volleyball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
obviously.
Yeah. So like they would all talk shit on me, like at the net, like about me, like being so small and all this stuff. And I would never start shit ever. But I'd finish it every time.
Amazing.
And so like I would piss them off. Like I would just wipe the ball off their hands like and like score a point, and they get so frustrated. I'm like, well, you never should have like poked the bear. Yeah. But like I'd talk shit back, and then I'd get like a red card because they knew what they were doing. Like they were doing it under their breath. Like so the ref wouldn't see. And like
you were like straight up just like
like because I'm not used to talking shit. Like I have no interest in provoking anyone. Yeah. You know, but I'm like, but then once I'm provoked, I'm like, all right, let's fucking go. You want to start this? You're not gonna like how it ends. You know.
I love that.
So that happened a lot. Like, and I got a lot of like yellow cards or red cards and shit. But I never started it ever. Not one time ever. But I also like. I never really like took it personally, like off the court or whatever. Like I've always, some of my best friends are like people I played against in college, like at Stanford and USC and like other schools that we played against are still some of my dearest friends today. So
it was just on the court and stuff. I love it. I love it. Okay. And then is there anything do you have anything coming up?
Okay. I think by the time this comes out, my podcast that I'm starting will be out called Spaced Out with Blair Socci.
Cool.
Yes. And I also have all my touring dates you can find those blairsocci.com. I'm always touring. Love to see you guys out there. My Instagram, BLAIRSOCCI, and TikTok and everything. Follow me.
Great.
If you feel like it. You don't have to.
You should follow her. She's really funny. Even if she doesn't follow you back, it doesn't mean she doesn't like you. It just means she's taking care of herself.
No, I love everyone.
She's taking care of herself, and that's why you should follow her.
I have a huge heart, and I hope you'll understand that. Yeah.
She does. Okay. Thanks so much for doing this.
Thanks for having me.
Fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.